The moment I watched this clip, I began thinking and asking myself, do these Asians actually think black people are stupid? Do they really look down on us? Do they just feel like we depend on them solely? Now I'm going to explain a couple of things into this video, so get your books ready, because I'm going to be speaking directly to the Asians who feel like blacks only depend on them. This next couple of clips will expose everything and the reason why this boycott is hurting them, it's working, and why they are losing their minds. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome still. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, give this video a like if you love videos like this and you can relate to videos like this. Please do well to subscribe. But first, let's watch this clip before I give you the tip of what is actually going to happen in further videos.
Imagine hating the word so much, but yet you still use it on your own folks. And another thing, if you want to cancel all this business, by all means, go ahead and try to cancel, boycott the hair, walk around with your bald ass head, don't eat the Chinese food. Don't.
A few days later.
So this is the end of the line for the hair palace. Let me show y'all how far the line goes. It's a very long line.
Saw a woman recently saying that we should boycott Asian businesses because she said that black people can't win when Asians own all of the businesses and that we had it easier coming to this country. As an Asian whose grandparents immigrated to this country and as a business owner, let me dissect this. Complete bullshit. Have you never heard of pea bashing before? Have you not heard about the 16-hour shifts that our grandparents did in the mills here up north? Those people worked endlessly. 12 hours, 16-hour shifts in mills, getting their hands all mangled up in machines just to get by, or working as toilet cleaners and just to survive. They didn't have it easier. They were disciplined and sacrificed everything. Just to make it clear, I want to bring communities together. I'm not here to divide communities. I just want to point out exactly how the Asian community built some wealth. And don't say we had it easier, because even in 2025, just in September, a Sikh woman was raped and told go back to her own country. Don't talk about easier when we get that kind of treatment in 2025. The reason why our grandparents did better is because they saved every measly penny they could get to invest it in long-term assets, houses, gold, businesses. You call that privilege? They were patient and willing to live in the shit for the hope of a better future. Tell that to our ancestors who crammed into tiny houses, 5 different families, sharing food so that they could save up money to buy their own homes eventually. Instead of enjoying their lives, they lived in the shit just to get by. That's not easier. They paid the price for it. And they didn't buy nice clothes, they drove shit cars, they spent nothing. And then their children now own and inherit these homes, and then they can put them up as rent and generate cash flow from it, giving the next generation a leg up essentially. And that's the way that wealth accumulation works. Each generation creates assets or purchases assets to then pass on to the next generation, so they have a little leg up, and then their kids benefit from that. Even now, I mean, I can afford where I live very comfortably, but my dad says to me all the time, Jamil, you should come home, come live at home, because that is their literal wealth building tactic. Stay home, live below your means, and save money. And let's get one thing straight. Yeah, we run a lot of businesses, but don't blame us for taking the risk of starting them. Don't blame Asians for filling that spot for a corner shop. Anyone could have bought it. You could have started that business. Our ancestors pooled resources for the community together so that the community could win. Instead of hating online, why don't you speak to those Asian owners and learn how they did it instead? I don't come from a rich family, and that's the exact reason I'm a business owner. I've got a biomedical science degree and I can work in a hospital, but I know that if I want my kids to have a better life, then I need to build some wealth, and I'm not going to do that sat working for other people. Me and my brother are the classic example of 2 people coming together, pooling resources and building a business and succeeding with it. And that's one thing that I actually miss about the older generation. Back in the 80s and 90s, Asians had a community like glue. They worked together. They weren't selfish. They built something so that their kids could live better lives. And I'm disappointed, honestly, because historically, colored people have always come together and had each other's backs. And we've always unified in the past. I mean, historically in the Caribbean, Indian migrants literally shared culture with the people who live there. That's literally where curry goat comes from. You need to take some accountability and learn about sacrifice and stop blaming the world, essentially, because that's what our grandparents did. That's all they did to accumulate wealth. They were bashed in the streets and still sacrificed so that their children don't have to suffer the same way.
Listen to me carefully. I mean this with all due disrespect.
Good. I think you guys have heard his point. I think there's some elements from what he said in that video that seems to make sense to me. Look, I enjoy the fact that Asians work really hard. I enjoy the fact that they save up. I enjoy the fact that they work together, right? But the problem why this is actually becoming disturbing is the first clip you actually watched. Because you literally heard that woman say, blacks cannot do anything without Asians. Like everything we do, we depend on Asians for us to live. I want to just ask you this. They say iPhones we use, the TVs we use, everything we use. Those are still American businesses which have just localized the production in those countries. It doesn't necessarily mean that you guys own those businesses. That's something that I want to make clear. And this guy saying that blacks feel privileged, they just keep acting the way they're acting. No, that's not it. If you look at that woman very well, she's clearly making herself or making it feel like they are superior to blacks, giving us the inferior race. And it's making me to also think like, okay, what about the normal person who walks into a saloon? What about the Rick Charles case? What about all these scenarios we have seen? I understand his point very well. I understand he really wants, and he's insisting, this guy is insisting that he wants black people to succeed. He wants them to develop these traits that help people to succeed. Now, let me tell you one thing, right? The boycott you're watching is just a trend to help black people, because we are realizing that these Asians do not treat us well. So what happens next? We have to support our own. That money we usually give to you guys, your shops, your salons, your manicures, your pedicures, is going back to the black economy. And look at what is happening right now. Who is losing at the end of the day? Now, I love the point where he brought out the fact that we have to work hand in gloves. And working hand in gloves entails one thing: respecting each other, loving each other, respecting cultures. But is that the case? This next video will explain more.
You care more about the response than you do the results? Go fuck yourself. Over the past few weeks, I've been talking extensively about the black unity, or the black wealth transfer, or what other people are calling boycotting Asian businesses. And I guess recently I must have struck a nerve, because I've been getting a lot of DMs and comments from people from different Asian communities that fit into one of three categories. Either they're calling me out my name, shocking. They're saying, oh, we should all just get along. And 3, the motherfucker trying to explain to me or convince me why this new amendment to make boycotting Asian businesses a hate crime added to the Asian hate bill is such a good idea. All 3 of them are doing that, but no one took accountability for the fact that a child is dead because of racial profiling and anti-blackness, which continually proves my point. All you continually talk about is woe is me and your fucking pockets. Fuck you. And your pockets.
Because I'm so sorry, like right now, obviously, like it's a big talk about this murder this Asian man did. He killed a 14-year-old boy, which is horrible. But in response to that, a lot of people are boycotting Asian businesses. And I kind of think that's a little crazy, because it's one man's action affecting the whole Asian community. That's low-key a generalization. Also, a lot of these people are boycotting like nail businesses and some. Those people are Vietnamese, not even Chinese, okay? A lot of those people are lower income. They're not the model minority. They're from a third world country. And I'm saying that because I know someone who is literally kind of being affected by this because their family owns a nail tech business. And I just think it's a little crazy that it's so, I guess, fine to say this normalization and be like, boycott all Asian people because of this one Asian person. Like,
Now, first, this is not just about the Rick Chow case. That was pretty much just the straw that broke the camel's back. For decades, black people have been dealing with disrespect from Asian-owned businesses in our communities, while they continue to profit from the black dollar. Now, black people deciding they want to support black-owned businesses, that's not racism, that's just group economics. And other groups have been doing that for centuries. So why is it suddenly considered racist when black people want to spend more money in black-owned businesses? At the end of the day, spending money is a choice, and supporting black-owned businesses is not an attack on anyone else. And I keep hearing, like, how would black people feel if Asian people boycotted black businesses. Now, the Asian community has never really supported black businesses, so you can't really boycott something you've never supported in the first place. Now, if the black dollar mattered so much to the Asian community, then they should have respected black people when they had the chance. And this is exactly what we mean when we say fuck around and find out. Y'all just found out. Now, you've spent decades benefiting off of a community while showing such little respect for its people. Don't be shocked now when we decide to take our money somewhere else.
Here y'all go talking about another boycott, knowing that it ain't gonna work. I understand what happened with that young man. Yes, he was a child. I understand, but every time we talk about doing a boycott, we're good starters, but we're not good finishers.
Wow, sis. I know you were taught. If you ain't got nothing good to say, say nothing at all. But in all actuality, if you don't believe in what we're doing, we don't even want you to be a part of it anyway. Navigating the naysayer. Because when a movement starts, the naysayer shows up right on cue. And I'm going to just share a little excerpt with you. It says, when folks get caught up in tearing things down, it often comes from a place of frustration, a fear of change. But tearing down doesn't create anything new. It just leaves us with the same old problems. Shift that energy towards positivity. Instead of saying it won't work, ask, how can I help make it work? Sometimes that frustration comes from a long history of disappointments or feeling that the odds are stacked against us. But here's the thing, progress has always been made by those willing to try. If we never take the first step, we'll stay in the same place. Even if it's a small effort, trying is how we open doors. Not just for ourselves, but for those who are coming behind us. Again, sis, if you have nothing nice to say, say nothing at all. Step aside and let us go ahead and move ahead. All right?
I'm gonna call you out since you don't seem to understand. Every single one of you over there boycotting Asian business and spreading more Asian hate, you black people with your black fatigue, okay? And what your people call me, yeah, not my words, those are your people.
First of all, your people words? Girl, fix your grammar. Ladies and gentlemen, this clan-servative is Monica. Momo for real. Momo wants people to support Asian businesses by standing in front of the camera, screaming racial slurs at black people. Congratulations, Momo. You're the poster child for the I Got Picked fan club. Here's what people like Momo, who confuse a wedding ring for a race change, never seem to understand. The moment some people get their citizenship papers, they wrap themselves in the American flag, start lecturing everybody else about America, and suddenly they think they're qualified to rewrite history in this country. The problem is they skipped the history lesson. America didn't become more inclusive because people in power woke up one morning and decided to be nice. Every right enjoyed by immigrants, women, LGBTQ people, Asians, Latinos, and countless other communities was fought for by generations of activists who challenged discrimination, segregation, exclusion laws, and white supremacy. Black Americans paid an enormous price in that struggle. That is history. You should be grateful to them you have your rights as an immigrant. And to my Asian community, listen up. Asian Americans and African Americans have a long history of standing shoulder to shoulder in civil rights movements, labor movements, anti-discrimination campaigns, and community organizing. There are decades of documented solidarity between these communities. Learn your history. Then along comes Momo, the mayor of Assimilation Avenue, a woman who thinks yelling racial slurs, mocking reparations, and ranting about black fatigue mentality somehow makes her the voice of Asian Americans? No, bitch, it just makes you the voice of ignorance. When you start throwing around racist language, you're not defending Asian people. You're attacking another minority group while completely ignoring the system that have harmed minority communities for generations. And let's talk about the irony. You claim to be defending Asian Americans while repeating the same stereotypes and racial garbage that have been used against minorities throughout American history. Marrying a white man doesn't make you white. Repeating racist talking points doesn't make you white. Using racist slurs doesn't make you white. It makes you a bigot with a platform. She's so convinced she unlocked a new ethnicity through matrimony. The fastest way to destroy your credibility is to claim moral superiority while sounding like the comment section of a white nationalist Facebook page. Asian Americans deserve better representation, and you're not it. Black Americans deserve better treatment, and everybody deserves better than somebody trying to build an audience of racism, bigotry, and anti-blackness. And FYI, Momo, you are carrying water for a club that still sees you as a guest. And that's the read. If you like your tea hot, share it, save your seat, and follow for more. This is the Notorious JTB.
I know there's a lot of hatred or boycotting between the Asian Americans and the Black Americans due to a lot of craziness happening. Instead of boycotting, I think it's completely useless. I should think we should do the opposite. We should invite Black people to Asian business and vice versa. Invite Asian people to Black business owners. We need to build more of a community so we can prevent these kind of terrible incidents that's happening amongst each other. I don't know about you, but hatred can never be solved with more hatred. You know what I'm saying? It's only forgiveness and love that really heals and connects all of us. Anyways, just my thought.
I'm very happy to see my people boycotting Asian businesses in America after what happened. I feel like Black people are the only race that don't exclusively buy and sell from each other, because you're looking inside all of these shops and there's no other race in there, and yet that community is angry at Black people. Why is it Black people's responsibility to support your business? Why are you not supporting your own businesses? I swear, Black people are the only ones who, when we support each other and each other alone, bad things happen to us. Everybody hates on us. How come every other community and every other race can support their own, but as soon as Black people start doing it, people want to burn shit down and people want to get mad at them? Because it's only with Black people, and this is historic.
I will never understand the people that are racist towards Asians, yet they go out, they eat pho, they drink matcha, they visit our countries, they enjoy our culture, they get their nails done by us, they want clear Asian glass skin like us, they want long hair like us, they want to be tan like us. I really don't get it.
It seems like the Asian boycott is working. They took their happy asses down there to try to get a 2.0 to the Asian hate bill to force Black people to shop at their establishments. But I thought y'all don't need us. I mean, y'all dared us to not shop with y'all, not knowing that Truth or Dare was one of our favorite games back in the day. But y'all dared us to do that, and when we took y'all up on that dare and said, oh, bet y'all want to go down to Washington DC and try to get a 2.0 to the Asian hate to force Black people to shop in your establishments. How does that work? So y'all gonna make sure hold our hands and make us forcefully buy your products? Because I think even Donald Duck is gonna look at y'all like y'all goofy as fuck for even trying to present a 2.0. Somebody gotta break this bill down to me, make it make sense, because they fucking delusional.
Black people are boycotting Asian businesses after one incident, but they're still shopping at white businesses. First off, this isn't one incident. There have been multiple cases of Asian people hate criming and unaliving Black people, specifically Black children. And it's almost always been done by Asian people who own businesses that are catered to or marketed toward the Black community, which is weird, but it's what they do. And yes, I know this comes as a shock to many, but Black people are going to feel more disrespected by a fellow POC group that's really in the same boat as us, treating us poorly. The same thing goes for the Hispanic community, for example. Black people get so hurt by them saying the N-word and being racist toward us because we're supposed to be the ones sticking together, not going against each other. I don't understand why that's a hard concept for y'all to grasp. Also, and there's plenty of Asian people that will tell you this themselves, a lot of Asian people, especially Asian Americans, crave white validation, and that's exactly why they rather beef with the Black community and pick a bone with us rather than the oppressors that we both share. So if we're using that logic, aren't Asian people also doing the same thing? Let's not forget the H Mart drama. Fighting racism with racism isn't the answer. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that there aren't racist black people, especially right now. We have racists in our community just like every other community. But putting those people aside, boycotting has nothing to do with race or racism at all. There's nothing wrong with black people noticing a pattern and deciding to spend their money within our own community than with Asian people who want our money but not our presence. And I'm saying this as a black person who recently had to stop shopping at my go-to beauty supply because I was accused of stealing by the Korean owners. I was not stealing. I literally touched my pocket because I thought that I had dropped something, and this dude flew from behind the counter to accuse me of stealing and then started looking real stupid when I said I didn't have anything in my pocket. I do not suddenly hate all Asian people for their actions at all, and I can understand why my community is fed up. I can also understand where some of y'all are coming from, and I'm not going to sit up here and defend blatant racism because I'm not a racist. I don't seem to understand that the reason why most black people are upset right now is because a lot of people from the Asian community are also using this as a time to spew racism and deflect instead of just simply admitting that this person who is a part of their community was in the wrong in this situation. They're making videos saying that we're chimping out over being reasonably upset about a young black boy dying for no reason. Somehow every single video I've seen of an Asian person or a non-black person talking about all this discourse still won't address the amount of racism coming from Asian people, and is instead trying to pin it all on the black community. Y'all are showing y'all true colors right now, and the lack of accountability is the real issue.
An Asian content creator got on this here internet wearing what can only be described as a Black American starter kit and decided to tell black people that our money doesn't matter. Okay. According to him, black people need Asian-owned businesses more than Asian-owned businesses need black people. A boycott wouldn't move anything. The loss wouldn't register. Our dollars don't count. Now, this might just be me, but if I genuinely believed that somebody's money didn't matter, I don't think I'd spend my afternoon making a video about it. So naturally, I went looking at the history, because this conversation isn't really about just one video, right? The very second that black people start talking economics, where our money goes, who profits from it, who builds wealth off our communities, people get uncomfortable. That same discomfort doesn't appear when other groups do the same thing. Every immigrant community that's come to this country has done it. Jewish, Chinese, Korean, Italian, Indian, Armenian, pooling resources, building businesses, keeping their money inside their communities for as long as possible. Nobody finds that controversial though. But what they fail to recognize is that we understood the same thing. We had to. After slavery, black communities built banks, hospitals, insurance companies, schools, newspapers, whole business districts. The Greenwood neighborhood in Tulsa, Oklahoma had 191 businesses. It had 2 schools, a hospital, and a library, all by 1921. They called it Black Wall Street. But on May 31st, 1921, a white mob attacked it. 2 days of looting, burning, and shooting. But it's us, right? We're the problem. 35 square blocks destroyed. More than 1,200 black homes, businesses, schools, and churches, y'all, burned to the ground. World War I era planes dropped bombs from the sky on the Greenwood neighborhood. The official death toll was 36. But we know the estimates were around 300 black people killed, murdered. The survivors were rounded up and held in internment camps in their own city. They were issued identification cards and couldn't leave without permission from a white supervisor. Insurance companies refused every claim. They had something called a riot clause. Not a single black resident ever received financial assistance to rebuild. So when somebody gets on the internet and tells black people that our money doesn't matter, I automatically think they're a dumbass. A racist dumbass. Corporations spend billions chasing black consumers. Political campaigns spend millions trying to reach black voters. Entire industries are built around marketing to black communities. Our money matters. It mattered enough to burn a city for it in 1921. It mattered enough to redline neighborhoods for the next 50 years. It matters enough that every quarter, somebody's profit and loss statement depends on us showing up. Apparently our money matters right up until we start talking about where we want to spend it. Then all of a sudden it doesn't. Right? Nobody's entitled to black customers. We spend our money where we want. That's how markets work. That's how capitalism works. That's how every other community inside this country operates. The fact that this becomes a controversy every time black people say it out loud tells me that this was never about money. It was about leverage. And this country has been comfortable with black spending. It's black leverage that's always made them nervous. But if you know anything about me, you know I love a good challenge. Shop black. Spend with your people. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. We gonna show you better than we can tell you. Invest in black businesses. Build the community. Y'all, we are overdue.
I really want you guys to watch this video. You don't go into a black neighborhood without seeing Asian businesses or restaurants or liquor store owners, and vice versa. You don't go into Asian neighborhoods without seeing black customers and black clients that keep our businesses alive. And you don't go into the black community without seeing Asian businesses and restaurant and liquor store owners. But you don't go into the Asian community without seeing black customers and clients. Do you see the problem there? In just 15 seconds, not only did she show the problem between the black and Asian community, but she shows the problem of the black community and our continuous allowance of us to let other people come in and economically exploit us, and for other people to see and benefit from our economic viability. Everyone but us benefits. Not only is economic exploitation horrible enough, it gets worse than that. They come into our communities and they're very anti-black, and they treat our people disrespectfully, and oftentimes it has led to them taking black lives. This happened in 1991. This happened in 2023. This is a 30-year period and the exact same things are happening. Something is immensely wrong as to why we have still allowed this to continue. The fact that we know how horribly we are treated by these business owners and their communities in our own community, and yet we have still somehow allowed them to be economically benefiting from us, is insanity. And the craziest part of it all is that none of these communities, whether it's Asian, Arabic, or even Palestinian, yes, are bringing in businesses that can benefit us, or that are necessary, are vital to our well-being. You don't need Chinese food to survive. So there's no point of us supporting them. We don't need our nails done to survive. We don't need liquor stores and drugs and horrible food that they're selling us. So the fact that they're able to still have economic viability in our communities is insane. They aren't bringing in hospitals to our communities. They're not bringing in grocery stores to our communities. There is no advantage of black people allowing Asian businesses, Arabic, Palestinian businesses in our community. We're not even bringing in businesses that are selling products and goods that we could go and resell later that have some type of resale value. So it just is so preposterous that this is continuing to happen. And just if you thought it couldn't get any more silly, in 2020, they came out with Stop Asian Hate. Suggest that black people were committing crimes against Asians. But if we're the ones who hated them, how are they allowed to open up businesses in our communities, and yet we aren't allowed to open businesses in their communities? Black people are the ones who helped them get that crime bill passed. We need help.
So the Asian community is very, very upset right now. They're throwing a hippie fist. I mean, they literally are saying that we can do whatever. We're ghetto. We're not going to be able to supply black people. All of these things are being said. All the videos that are circulating around, that majority of the Asian community are saying that black people, we don't have the tenacity. We don't have the backbone of boycotting because we need to stop eating Chinese food, stop going to the nail salon. We're not going to be able to do all of that. So they're making threats. But the thing is, I want to say to all the Asian community, we are not saying, black people are not saying that we don't love you guys. We're definitely not saying we don't respect you guys. We are only saying that right now, for far too long, when we were disrespected by many of you guys, what we did, we did not do anything about it. We still come back. We forgave. When you walked around and follow us in the nail store, when you talk to us dirty, when we come to the nail salon and you treat us, you talk about us in your language, we still forgave you. We come back. But this time we are only saying black people need to keep the dollar in the black community, the same way the Asian keep the money in Asian community, because you guys send your money back home. You guys don't shop at black community. I know for a fact because I had a restaurant, same place where a person who is Asian, and we go there and buy their food, but they're never caught dead in my restaurant. buying food or trying to support me, even though they know it was me and I support them. So this is all I'm saying. We are not saying that we're not trying to spread hate. We're not trying to spread any hate at all. What we are saying, simply saying that we are going to support each other. Hi guys. Hi friend. We're simply saying, hi mama. We're just simply saying that we are going to support the Black community, because for far too long we have been disrespected, been discriminated about, and all this thing going on. We still come back. So now we have to go and support the Black community. And yes, for some of you guys, you're gonna be losing money, but majority of you guys are online saying, oh, you guys gonna boycott, let's see. You guys are like threatening, like we have to buy from you guys. We don't have to buy from you guys. That's the reason why we had Block Wall Street back in the days, because we are powerful. Black people make up 90% of your business that you get is from Black people. We support, we're the shopper, we buy your products. And then when you find out that as we are saying that something dramatic happened and we're going to hold our dollar, instead of you guys saying, you know, what can we do, or how can we come together, you guys are out here throwing threat like, oh, let's see you do that and this and that, like as if you're mad that Black people want to support other Black people. Now when you carry on like that, your business, some of you guys are going to lose a lot of customers. That's why it's cricket in a lot of places that we go. Be careful what you speak out of your mouth. When time like this is very sensitive for us, because we lost a child behind this racist bull that you guys been pulling. And we are going to support our Black people. And no matter what you guys say, that's what we're doing. Catch me in the next video, guys.
Now you just realize one thing. Asians are not also happy with the fact that these Asians are profiling Black people, and I love that many Asian creators are coming out to speak. You can't just do things like that and expect everyone to be okay with it. I love the fact that these Asians are speaking up for the Blacks, and this is what we needed. You don't see something wrong and then you just let it slide because it's your couple, it's your people. You don't let it slide. Now, with all this happening, right, I'm wanting to ask, is this really benefiting the Asians? Is it? I guess not. And I don't think it's also benefiting us, the Blacks, though many Black businesses are booming. But I think there's this idea of sourcing products that Asians are naturally good at helping Black people to do. But with that said, I just want to make one thing clear. If we cannot respect each other, if this racial profiling doesn't stop, I can guarantee you this boycott is gonna get worse. If it doesn't stop, it's only gonna get worse, and it's not gonna benefit anyone in this game. Look, black people out there, I've always said this. See, the reason why all this is happening is because we haven't gotten our things okay. We have to learn how to produce our stuffs. We have to learn how to sell, distribute, market, all these things. Let's gather these skills and let's support one another, because if we don't, things like this will keep happening. They'll have the bold minds to come online and talk about the fact that, oh, we depend on them, oh, we need them to actually make a living, to live, to eat, to succeed. Like, why? That's the point. What are your thoughts about this video? Thank you for watching. If you love content like this, please do to subscribe and give this video a like. I'll see you in another one, guys. Bye bye.